Hey guys, we're going to be going to the Empress fight. I live streamed my learning attempts. Now we're going to go for the 5-unit clear. This is the party we're going to attempt, and if it works, I will show you the team and the gear and all that. If it doesn't work, well, big sad face. This is not like a sure thing. This is definitely a tricky clear, but we're going to hopefully get it done. So we're going to start in the base form of Kaito, the shift form of Chao, and then convert them both on turn 1. Sylvie is going to do, let's see, petals, vines, and burgeoning to fill morale. Roberta is going to morale fill. Let's see, Mega Breath and Ignitos to cure the imperils. Chao is going to Guardian, Loyal, and Kind Protector. I shouldn't have done that. Damn it. We're going to... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. So we're going to Deep Submersion, Torrential, and Torrential Downpour on Kaito, while we're going to Stella, Gemini, and Celestial on Elena. So turn 1 is just set up, and then we're going to start dealing some actual damage starting on turn 2 and beyond. Alright. I wish I have not provoked on freaking Chao. I wanted to provoke with Sylvie. Okay, well, whatever. Chao's provoking. That was not what I wanted, but it's going to be fine. I hope, at least. We'll find out. Anyway, so we're going to be doing Roberta to reapply Imperils every turn, while Kaito reapplies Breaks every turn. So Roberta is going to quad. We're going to refire Imbue and deal some damage, while Kaito every turn is going to start with Deep Submersion to break and Katana Imperil, and then double Blade Storm. Elena is going to triple Gemini every turn. So we're going to have Sylvie. Actually, not yet with Sylvie. Sylvie is going to defense, offense, and in the base form. Defense, offense, and we're going to do Elemental Vines for more morale fill, and Chao is just going to morale fill a bunch. Okay, so we're going to click Roberta first, and then immediately click Kaito to chain with Elena. That's going to reapply Breaks. And once morale gets a little bit higher, we'll do better damage, but there's about 17% on turn 1. Our damage will decrease after turn 4, because the boss is going to get some unremovable buffs, but as long as we're not using any Limit Burst at all, the boss will not get any big buffs yet. So the first few turns are easy. It's when the boss does that ghastly nightmare, that's when things get insane and stupid, just to put it simply. I don't like the boss's ghastly nightmare attack. I have not figured out a good way to survive that. So again, we're going to Imperil and triple chain. Elena is going to triple chain. And in order to keep up Fairy Killer, Kaito is going to break, chain, and then Torrential Downpour, while Sylvie is going to triple bolting to keep that chain going this turn. Alright, so we're going to start Roberta to imbue and then immediately chain these guys. And it would have been great to go below 60, but as I know from experience, this turn, we don't really go below 60. So that's just, a big, unfortunate, sad face. Now we're going to go ahead and re-raise on Chao this turn to guarantee that he has re-raise when the ghastly nightmare comes. Once we go below 60, that's going to be a ghastly nightmare. It's going to kill Chao. If we're really lucky, it won't double kill him. If it does double kill him, we're going to need Sylvie to counterattack Revive to get him back up. Otherwise, it's kind of sort of a game over, just to be honest here. Maybe you can recover, and we'll see. But yeah, this is not a super reliable way to do this, but it does, technically speaking, it does work. So we're going to go ahead and Imperil and then get this going again. And of course, we're going to do Gemini with you, and Kaito's going to go back to triple chaining. So we're going to Deep Submersion and double Blade Storm. Before we do this, we'll go back with Sylvie. Remember, we're not using any LBs at all. That's very important. for keeping our morale going. We don't want to guard Chow either. Keep that in mind. Okay, so we're going to have Roberta go first, and then we're going to chain these guys. And we're below 50. And here comes the Ghastly Nightmare, and big fingers crossed that Chow... Maybe there's a way to, like... Oh my god. How do we deal with that? I don't even know. Yeah, that was expected. Oh, hey! Chow only died once. Different. But I'm happy about it. That's really good. My god, Chow only dying once is a really big deal. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and Inferno. Let's Mirage. And let's fill some morale gain right here. We're almost good on morale. So Chow did die, so we're going to have to go in Guard Dog, Loyal, and True Guardian. You know what we're going to also do? We're going to Guard Dog, Guardian, and we're going to Focused Inspiration even. We got to get buffs back up, so we're going to Petals, Vines, and I guess Compassionate. And let's have Kaito start chaining. Deep Submersion, and then double Blade Storm. It's turn 5. Yeah, turn 6 is when our killer buff wears off. Alright, let's go ahead and do some damage here. So damage is respectable. Now we are below 30, so at this point, Morgana is going to do this stuff. This is totally fine. There's the Ghastly Nightmare again, though. So we really need Sylvie to counter here. Sylvie, please counter. Sylvie, you are the worst. You are the absolute worst, Sylvie, and I hate you. Alright, we have to do this. No choice. Let's Rousing, let's Ignitos, and we have to Fire Imbue. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to keep that damage going with Kaito and Elena. Gemini. And Kaito will break. Now, I don't know which is more damage. How much damage is this? 500x. 500x versus 120, 120, 120, 120. That's 240. That's... Oh, so actually, this is actually more damage. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, okay, we'll do it this way. Let's go ahead and chain it up. So, we do have... Oh my god. I can't believe that Ghastly Nightmare came twice in a row. It's an RNG chance for Ghastly Nightmare to happen after the first time, and he did do it again, and that really, really frustrates me. Because now Chow is a little vulnerable right here. Actually... Oh, there's the innervation. Alright, so we need some counters. Oh, there we go. We counter with Sylvie. Okay, so we're okay for the moment. Yeah, we're okay for the moment. Let's see. We are losing a lot of morale from these deaths, though, and that does feel bad. But we can Mega Breath, and maybe next turn we can give it a go for damage with Roberta, too. Chow did die twice, so we're going to go ahead and Guard Dog with these buffs again. Sylvie will... We have to do this. And let's Paladin's Defense for the Mirage. That way we survive better. Let's Submerge. Oh, our morale is not good enough anymore, so we have to do it this way. And we did lose our killer buff at this point, but I'm not going to waste a turn doing it because Sylvie is having to rebuff Chow, who continuously dies. Yeah, we're losing big damage here. We got to get Roberta back in this chaining. So hopefully Roberta doesn't die this turn. We do have Mirage and the resistance buffs. So I think we'll be okay, as long as the boss doesn't do Ghastly Nightmare. Ghastly Nightmare is the big problem. He seems to not be doing it, so we're okay for the moment. Alright, yeah, we're good. Alright, we are a little low on mana, so we can go ahead and Resurging Will. Yeah, so we can quad. Yeah, so quad and then some damage here. I like this. Kaito can do this. And double Blade Storm. You know, Kaito is actually going to Deep, Blade Storm, and then Downpour. And we'll use Sylvie to support chain this turn. I don't think Chow died last time. Let's offense. Oh no, we can't. This should be fine. This should be fine. All right, I don't think Chow died. I think he has all. Yeah, he's got all his resist buffs. Yeah. We're good. All right, Chow. Let's go ahead and re-raise you because the boss is probably going to do Ghastly Nightmare at some point. Alright, so we're going to do this, and then immediately chain this. And as long as we survive this turn, we should have a win next round. Yeah, we're real close. We got re-raise on Chow, so I think we're fine at this point. Just don't do an early Ghastly Nightmare. Ghastly Nightmare is the run ender. Because it's a guaranteed kill. It's a gravity damage that ignores mitigation. And that's a big problem. As long as he doesn't Ghastly Nightmare, we're fine. Cruel Retribution, not a problem. Innervation on Roberta. Yeah, we're good. We got it. So there it is. Actually, that's an all mission clear, truth be told. We did it in 10 turns as well. So very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so Sylvie can go ahead and... Oh, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Yeah, let's not risk it and use an LB. Let's just in case... Let's see. You died, so we're gonna have to just do this. Morale fill, and I mean we can. I think I'm like 90% sure we're gonna win right here. So let's not get crazy. Let's go ahead and do this. Gemini, and let's have Kaito break and then just double chain. Yeah, this should be a very clean kill right here. Let's this, and let's cure all the breaks and such. And, okay, I think this is our 5-man mission. Yep, there it is. 9 turns, 5 units, all missions on Legendary. Alright, a little risky, a little dicey. The Ghastly Nightmare on turn 4 did kill Chow as expected, but he did it again on turn 5, and it really threw me off track. Also, Roberta died quite a few times on Innervation. I think Roberta's Dark Resist is not high enough. Which is kind of the problem. So here's breakdown. So Starlight Elena with her intrinsic is crazy. She is crazy good for damage per turn, and even though I had to force True Dual Wield, or I had to use True Dual Wield, I couldn't force Double Hand. Still worked out. Kaito, incredibly good here because he does breaks and imperils while chaining every single turn, including the weapon imperil. Very good. Roberta, same thing. Tag chaining while putting up that Fire Imbue, Fire Amp, and then Sylvie and Chow are just crazy, as everybody knows. So there is the 5 or less. We also did it in 10 turns or less, and we did it in 15 turns or less. That's an all-mission clear. Now I can start bringing a 6th unit and rotating like 1 extra DPS per time, and that'll be the way we do it. So let me go ahead and show you the gear and explain what was going on here. So again, this is not a foolproof way to do it. There is some RNG involved. Like I said, if the boss does Ghastly Nightmare, that can really just ruin your run. And starting from 60% and below, he will always guaranteed do it on the 60% threshold. You will always get a Ghastly Nightmare. Your tank will always die. With re-raise, you should be okay. If he does Ghastly Nightmare after 60%, it's an RNG chance per turn. It can be recovered. He did do an extra Ghastly Nightmare in this run. It caused some hiccups. We kind of went off track for a few turns, but we recovered. Just keep at it. So here's the party. So, Chow, in the shift form, is starting here with auto buffing, Memorial Ring, Vermilion Flag, Saintly Castle, Wisdom of Hess, just all the auto buffing. And then base form. Base form, I didn't go for any resistance, really. Well, actually, no, I did. I'm sorry, I did. I totally lied to you. I went for a moderate amount of ice, wind, light, and dark resist. Not too much, because I do want some counterattacks. Also, you need some bulk. You need some generic bulk as well. So we're using the Power Cut Vision card for big HP. We're using 1 copy of Blizzard Orb just for a little bit of counterattacks. Also for some death immunity. The boss does Spectral Cutter, and that's a death attack. We don't want our tank to die. I think he's at 80% evasion. Only 80% evasion. We are using accuracy down every now and then. And then there we go. So here's the build we're using. Mostly bulk. And make sure he's using his TMR or STMR, as you see, Celestial Buckler. Sylvie is our provoker. Passive provoke, death immunity, full evasion, and as much counter as you can. So double orb, ciphers, and looming. As I always say, if you don't have the limited stuff, use the best you can, like proof of talent, etc. And then some bulk. We are using her own card for the morale per turn. And don't go crazy on resistances. We do not want her super high on dark, light, wind, or ice resist. Ice resist, you don't really have a choice because Blizzard Orb gives a ton of ice resist. You can't help that one. But don't overload her on wind, dark, or light resist because we need her to counterattack sometimes and A, restore mana, but more importantly, re-raise people that die and get them back alive. Sylvie needs to counter those heals because if you waste turns reviving dead people, well, you're just going to get off track and you're going to feel real bad. Yeah, if someone does start the turn dead, just normal attack Sylvie, and that'll apply re-raise, and just fingers crossed you can recover. Sometimes you won't, sometimes you will. Shift form geared identical, and there we go. Roberta in the base form, double hand katana build for magic. Because again, the only weapon in peril we have time to use is Kaito's, so everyone on the party is pure katana. All katana. True Purple Lightning is a double-handed magical katana. We're equipping it with Twin Sword User. If you don't own Twin Sword User, it is a limited materia. You can use something like Jiraiya's Headband. That would be a big DPS loss, but you do what you got to do. But keep in mind also, Roberta is like the third tier DPS. She's mostly for the on-demand fire imbue every turn and the refire in peril. Because the boss cures his debuffs every single turn. So every turn before we attack, we always click Roberta first. Every time with Infernal Breath. That re-imbues the party, re-imperils the boss. And then the second person going is Kaito for the breaks. I'll show you that in a moment. But yeah, double hand katana build. If you can't build her double hand, dual wielding is fine. It'll obviously be less damage. And also, you don't have to use katanas. You can use spears. You won't ever have time to do a spear in peril, so you'll just have to go with no weapon in peril. Again, it'll be less damage, but you do what you got to do. But if you don't have the Dazzling card, it's really hard to build her double hand. And here's the build we used, and we had human 225 human and 150 fairy. Again, hard to build her. And a little bit of dark resist. You don't need too much. Actually, Roberta died quite a few times because her dark resist was too low. I should have squeezed in more dark resist, but now I know. And shift form, I never used it. Kaito base form, Obsidian Bracer. Start him in the base form, Obsidian Bracer. Give him his TMR in the base form, because sometimes the boss does water attacks that'll make him absorb it. Just a little bit of extra safety. Guts in the base form. The base form is auto buffing. Shift form is all the damage. We stay in the shift form the whole fight. Never use his LB. All we do is chain. We do not LB. Double hand chaining build versus fairies and humans. Here's the build. He gears very easily for that because he has like really high fairy killer. So max fairy, maxed human, and he was a breaker. And again, he always starts every single turn. He starts the attack. Okay, again, Roberta first, then immediately Kaito and Elena, but Kaito first for the 25 katana in peril and the full break because the boss cures all his debuffs and it's irritating. Elena was the biggest DPS dealer. Now I couldn't fit double hand because I needed dark resist, and dark resist plus fairy killer plus human killer plus a double hand. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I had to go dual wield. We are dual wielding katanas again because of that in peril. We don't have time to sword in peril. We are only using katanas. So dual wield the katana build, high dark resist. Also Kaito, high dark resist, so they don't die. Roberta only had 50 and she died quite a few times. So dark resist, dark resist. You don't need evasion, by the way. We kept Mirage up for the massacre attack, so don't worry about evasion. So dual wielding, make sure you're using the intrinsic ability. This is what gives her the crazy damage. Intrinsic ability, dark resist, spirit killer. This card for the human killer, And maxed human, 225 fairy killer. And we didn't use the shift form. And that was our clear. So just keep up resist buffs. When people die, get them back alive. Counter with Sylvie as much as possible. Always re-imbue or re-imperil fire, re-break with Kaito, and then use someone to deal high damage per turn. Elena is amazing for this because she doesn't require any setup. With her intrinsic ability, very, very high damage, Elena. Very, very proud of her. She redeemed herself with that intrinsic. And then, yeah, just keep it up. Chain every single turn and do the best you can. It's a really hard fight. This may not be the best way to do it, but it worked. We did 5-unit clear in 9 turns. Outstanding. See you guys next time.